Recently, I've been driving a vehicle with a safety feature called something like lane departure warning. When the vehicle's sensors detect that you're straying over the painted lines, the steering wheel kind of does a buzzy vibration thing. The first few times it happened while I was driving, it was because I was testing it. Will it go off if I go this close? Or do I have to go this far? Talk about testing boundaries. That was me. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's the system. Fine. Then I discovered that it goes off when I cross the boundaries on purpose. Say, passing, in a passing zone of course, or turning into another lane or road. When that happens, I am not so cool with it. To be honest, I get a little annoyed. The nerve of this system to be telling me that I am transgressing. I am the one driving here. I began to think maybe this is more bother than it's worth. But then I had the experience of driving at night in rain and fog. The kind of road conditions when you can't really tell where the lane lines are between the wet and the reflections from the other vehicles, and the forward visibility is awful. And you know, I found that buzzy vibration every so often was a real help in keeping me on the straight and narrow. The sensors for the system could sometimes pick up on where the lines were when I couldn't tell. That seems a bit like the varying ways people often consider rules and laws in general, even the Big Ten, the commandments of the Old Testament. An interesting concept. How far can you push it? An irrelevant annoyance, and maybe, just maybe, a life-saving guide. We like and accept laws that work in our favor, and resent or ignore those that cramp our personal style or wishes. When you study the scriptures that have been so essential to both Jewish and Christian faith through the millennia, you realize that it's not just 21st century Americans who've had this love-hate relationship with authority, even divine authority. This week's lectionary psalm is Psalm 19, and I urge you to read it all. It's just 14 verses, and it really is a beautiful psalm, celebrating God's glory as manifest in the creation of the universe. No surprise there. But then, I suppose, the more surprising part is when it gets to verses about the giving of the laws by which the faithful are to live our mundane lives. Listen to these verses, which celebrate divine laws, and this is from the New Revised Standard Version. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The decrees of the Lord are sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is clear, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The ordinances of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and drippings of the honeycomb. The psalm follows with verses that ask a question to us still today. Who can detect their errors? And a request to God, clear me from hidden faults. And the concluding verse is one that preachers and worship leaders through the centuries have spoken and continue to speak. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. That is a yearning that I hope we can all aspire to this Lent, that our words and our thoughts may please God.